What is going on, Culture Crew? Thank you guys for joining me today. In this video, I want to talk to you guys about something that's been happening, which is exciting for me, but it may not be so hot or great news for some of you. Now, the housing market, as you guys know, is starting to change, and I'm starting to see some real pain out there. And what I mean by that is that homeowners, specifically on two properties that I've been tracking, which are very, very good properties in Naples, Florida. Now, I'm going to talk to you guys about these two experiences, but I think this is going to correlate with the entire housing market in the entire country, because even though real estate is very local, the trends are pretty much the same across the board. Now, let me just tell you about these two properties. I'm going to tell you two unique stories about these properties that I've been tracking now for probably close to a year. So the first property that I want to talk to you about is a very nice property in Naples. Now, it's on the border of the main area where it's like, 10 minutes from the beaches, right by all the local shopping, but it's also bordering another section of town, which is called the Golden Gate Estates area. It's in that real nice in-between section where you can have the country setting and you can have two homes on one property, but you still are only minutes away from everything. So it's a really great location. Now, this property was originally listed at $1.2 million, but this property needed a lot of work. Now, the guy who owned this house, I think he's owned it for like 20 years. I think he didn't pay that much. I think he paid like $300,000 or $400,000 for this thing, about 20 years ago, which is not that significant of an increase. But one thing you got to remember is that the Naples market was a very sleepy market for a long time. And then just in the last few years, it's had most of its appreciation. Well, the reason I'm telling you is to just kind of set the tone for the story. So let me go ahead and show you some of the pictures of this property right now so you guys can kind of get an understanding about what I'm going to tell you, which is that this property was dated, extremely dated. I mean, you could live in it, it's functional. The home is obviously not raggedy or anything like that, but it's very dated. For $1.2 million, the home needed some updating. If you wanted to get that kind of price, you probably needed to put some work into this thing, but it really hasn't been renovated in a long time. Now, the beauty of this home is that you can live in the main house and you have two additional apartments in the back above the garage that you can probably rent each one for about $1,500. That's an additional $3,000 in income that you could have generated every month, and you still have a beautiful home in a very big lot in an exclusive neighborhood in Naples. Sounds like a no-brainer. But the home really did not merit that price. Why? Because it's been sitting now on the market now for over 6 months, and it just recently expired. So what's starting to happen now is that sellers are really starting to get a dose or a taste of reality. Properties are not selling for what they want for the homes. Now, don't get me wrong, this person has had offers on the home, including offers from some of my clients, and we have not been able to come to terms with him. The home was listed at 1.2. He never got anything close to what he wanted. So what happens? The home expired. I recently had a client who was interested in the home, so I looked for it, and it wasn't on the market anymore. So I reached out to the homeowner and I said, hey, listen, the home has been expired, but I have someone who's very interested in this property. I think it would be a good fit. Could we schedule a showing? And she gets back to me, I think it was yesterday. She got back to me and she said, the owner is not interested in showing the home for lowball offers. So what I'm understanding here is that the seller has gotten his ego hurt. He's been getting offers under the price that he wants. I think she told me he got an offer of $1,075,000. Our offer was under $1 million. And to be honest with you, that's probably what the home is worth, because the amount of work it needs is probably somewhere around $200,000 just in renovating. It's bringing this place up to speed. The home, it looks like it's had a different owner in every room, which I mean by is like a different flooring in every room, different color in every room, different theme going on in every room. The bathroom, the main master bathroom, looks like a hotel bathroom. This is a very funky house, but it's got great potential. And on top of that, it's a wood structure home, which means your insurance is going to be higher because hurricane season come around, your home is more likely to get damaged. So really not worth the money that they were asking. So the reason I'm telling you this is because we want to make an offer on this home. We want to be able to get it for a decent price. But the seller now has just been so hurt, they don't even want to entertain any more people coming through the house. Why? Because they know that the offers they're going to be getting are under what they're asking. The seller will not leave supposedly for full price unless it gets full price. Now, this is one example of what's going on there in the market. The sellers are now starting to actually get a dose of reality. And now it's going to take some time before this kind of starts to become more of the norm, because what we've been seeing the last 2 years is that sellers have just been naming their price and getting their number. Okay, and they've been very spoiled. Now, don't get offended if you're looking to sell your home soon. I'm just trying to paint an accurate picture for you. Right now, more than ever, homes will have to be marketed at the right price. If not, they're just going to collect days on market, and you don't want that, especially if you're a seller, because the home is just going to appear that there's something wrong with it, and you're going to get even more lowball offers the longer it stays on the property. The name of the game is getting the price right in the beginning. If you can do that, you'll have the home sold in that same weekend. So now let me tell you kind of a story that this other property I recently checked out. Now this one I haven't been tracking for a year, but it's been on the market for over almost a year. Off and on, off and on, off and on. This property it's a beautiful home. First owner, so the homeowner who's selling it, he built it. And he's a very skilled builder. You can tell he's a plumber by trade, but I'm sure he has a lot of friends in the business. And they made this beautiful home, really, really nice home. Now the home has everything you could imagine, everything you could want, except for a swimming pool. So, that's one of the reasons why it probably hasn't sold yet. But the other thing about this home is that it's the last home on a block, very nice block. Also that same kind of like pocket between the busy area and the wooded area in Naples. And you really couldn't ask for much more except for that pool. It's missing the pool, so keep that in mind. Now, being that it's the last home on the block, you would think it would be a very quiet and a very nice piece of land. And it's also right next to a canal, so you can literally go fishing in your backyard. Really cool. But the problem with it is that it's also right next to I-75, which is one of the main arteries. It basically connects Tampa to Miami. So it's a main highway. And you can hear the noise from the backyard, from the front yard, from pretty much everywhere. So for that reason, the home has just been sitting on the market. They initially started offering this home for $1.5 million, and they ended up dropping it down to 1.3, 1.35, then 1.2. And then, funny story, the homeowner took the price of the home from 1.2 million, not getting any offers, and then he raised it to 1.25. Why? Because they added a reverse osmosis system. So for some of you who don't know what that is, it basically means that you're getting the freshest, cleanest possible water you can get from your well. Some of you, believe it or not, you probably drank water from a water bottle that's been from reverse osmosis. It's a very good, efficient way of getting your water clean. The cleanest water you can get into your house. So very nice system. But what he did was he took the price from 1.2 and increased the price to 1.25 to make up for the price he spent on the reverse osmosis. Now, I don't think the system cost $50,000, but that's what he charged for the increase, and he thinks he's getting that much more value. So my clients like the home. We did make an offer, and we gave him pretty much one of the best offers that he's ever gotten. One of the best offers. One of the offers was even for a full price. Believe it or not, once we got into negotiations, we even got him an offer at full price. Now, this homeowner, which is a unique story, is that they were open to doing seller financing. If you guys are not familiar with seller financing, it basically means that the homeowner is willing to give you the mortgage because they either own the home outright or they have a lot of equity in the home, but they can do that. So this seller was willing to do that. Now, one of the offers we made them was a 1.1 offer with a 20% down payment. I believe that's what it was. No, 1.1 was a regular financed offer, and then we gave them $1 million offer with a 20% down payment if they would hold a seller held second. A seller held mortgage. Now, the seller said he would not do it for any less than 30% of a down payment, and that was really odd because you're not getting any offers, but you're being very picky. So we went all the way up to full price, but on better terms. Now, the terms that we requested were a 10% down payment, 5% interest rate, which was normal, interest only for 5 years. Now, if I'm saying a lot of things, I'm throwing a lot of things at you, you don't understand it, you guys want more explanation, I could do a full-blown video on seller financing, which is probably a good idea. I'll give you guys a really in-depth way of how to get property without having to go through a traditional bank, which could save you a ton of time and money. So what we ultimately did was gave him full price of 1.25, but with 10% down, and he would hold the mortgage. Now remember, when a homeowner sells the mortgage, the seller holds the mortgage, they actually make more money because they collect the interest payments over the next few years. So this guy was going to make an additional $200,000 just on interest, and he turned it down. Turned it down over, or in my opinion, probably over pride or over ego, because he thinks that he knows everything. But what happened? The home now is off the market, not getting any offers. So with that being said, as you can imagine, the home is now off the market and he's getting 0 offers. Now, I do feel bad for the listing agents in these properties, because you try to talk this sense into some of these people and they just don't get it. They just don't understand. So the most valuable lesson to take away from all of this is that the tide is turning, guys. The housing market is starting to show signs of major weakening. And if you're looking for a home right now, or you're looking for a home in the next few months, you're going to see that homes are now sitting on the market a little bit longer. You're not getting as much competition on the properties. Now, keep in mind, guys, keep in mind, even in a horrible market, even when we have a collapse, there are still going to be homes that get multiple offers. There are still going to be homes that fly off the market in a day. Sometimes they don't even hit the MLS. But what I'm talking right now is the general market and what's going on throughout the entire country as a whole. Not in certain pockets, maybe just in your neighborhood where there's no inventory. I'm just giving you guys what I'm seeing from my perspective. If you guys are thinking about possibly coming down to Southwest Florida, well, you're probably going to be able to pick up more inventory. There's going to be more inventory that's going to be on the market. It's going to be sticking on there longer, so you'll have more options and maybe give you a little bit of time to maybe look around at a couple of things before you're forced to make an offer. And if you're a homeowner and you're thinking about selling your home, like I said earlier, guys, right now is not the time to be greedy. Right now is the time to try to get what you can for the home, because the peak, in my opinion, the days in which you could have gotten the very most dollar for dollar, every single cent out of your home, those days I think are already gone. They've already left. The reason why is because simple economics. Simple economics basically says the higher the interest rates go, the lower the home prices are going to be. It's simple as that. So don't take it personal. There's nothing wrong with your house. There's nothing wrong with your listing agent. The problem right now, guys, is just the overall economy and where we're heading and the fear that's right now building up in the market. So if you guys want to learn more about the housing market, if you guys want me to make more of these videos, let me know down below in the comment section. Let me know if you guys are experiencing the same thing where you guys are located, or if you guys are in the market for a home soon and you want some tips or want some advice. Go ahead and leave it down below in the comments and check out all of your comments, and I'll be happy to respond to you guys there. If you guys are looking for a house down here in Southwest Florida, or you guys are looking to get into real estate, I'd love to talk to you guys. Go ahead and leave me a message down below, or even better, use the links down in the description. I'll probably get my attention. Sometimes the messages get lost a little bit down there in the comment section. So thank you guys for watching. This has been actually day number 3 over here. Well, not the full 3rd day yet, but I'm starting my 3rd day here today in Key West. Yesterday was completely rained out all day. So I was just basically walking around with an umbrella most of the day. But today I'm going to be on the beach, so I'm going to get some really good content today for you guys. So stick around for that. If you want to see those, make sure you turn on the notifications down below on the bottom of this video here. And yeah, that way you guys don't miss any of the videos that are coming up. If you guys want to see more videos from us, go ahead and check out the ones on the screen right now. I'll see you over there in just a few seconds. Thank you guys for watching. I love you, and I will see you next time.